Good morning, students. How are you, everyone? I hope all are fine and studying well. So, now come to our studies. In the last lecture, we studied the difference between solids, liquids, gases. So, we have read about all the three states of matter till now. Now, we are going to start with our next topic. First, let's remember, that is on page number 51. Everyone, please open your books at page number 51. Let's remember, sort the following, write S for solid, L for liquid and G for gas. Now, what we have to do? We have to write S in front of the solid things, L in front of the liquid things and G in front of the gas. So, first is river. The picture of river is shown over here and arrow is on the water. We know water is a liquid. So, answer will be L. So, we will write L in front of it. Number 2, it is a sharpener. Sharpener, we know it has a fixed shape and size. So, it is a solid, S, we will write solid, S in front of it. Number 3 is a kettle. Arrow is drawn on the steam that is coming out from the kettle. So, steam, it is a gaseous form of water. So, we will write G in front of it. Next, cone of ice cream. Cone is a solid thing. So, S, write S in front of it. Then there is a glass of water. Arrow is on the water. So, water is the liquid that flows and that takes the shape of the container in which it is poured. So, that is L. Next, bottle, cap of the bottle. Then it is a solid. So, we will write S in front of it. So, it was your, let's remember. Now, come to our next topic, that is change of state. Our next topic is change of form, change of form. We have read about the three states of matter, that is solids, liquids and gases. Now, these three states, they can change their forms. Solid can change into liquid, liquid can change into gas, gas can change into liquid and liquid can change into solid. So, how they change, that we will study in this topic. Come to page 51. We are reading from that page. Water freezes to form ice. Ice melts to form water. When water is heated longer, small bubbles start forming. This process is called boiling. Steam rises up from the boiling water. Steam is water in the form of gas. The process by which water changes into steam on heating is called evaporation. So, how these states of matter, they change their form, that we are going to study. First is water. They are saying that water freezes to form ice. When we keep water in the freezer, it converts into ice. It solidifies and changes into ice. Then when we take out ice from the freezer and keep it at room temperature, then ice melts to form water. First, water freezes to form ice. Ice melts to form water. Then we heat water. It gives water vapors and that process is called evaporation. Now, let's study what it is. First, we keep water in the freezer, it converts into ice. Then, if we take out ice from the freezer and keep it at room temperature, because in the freezer, temperature is low over there as compared to outside. When we keep it outside at room temperature, temperature will be high outside. So, then ice will start melting and start converting into water. Then if we heat water, after some time you will see that bubbles will start forming in the water. Suppose you have a container, there is water inside it, you are heating it. After some time you will see that small bubbles will start forming, and after that increase the time of heating, then that bubbles, they will start coming out in the form of water vapors or steam. They will start going up in the form of steam. Means water on heating converts into water vapors. This process is called evaporation. That is written over here. The process by which water changes into steam, water is changing into steam on heating, is called evaporation. If you hold a lid or plate above boiling water, the steam touches the lid. The steam then cools down and changes into tiny water droplets. This is called condensation. Steam condenses to form water. Our next process is condensation. First we have read about melting, evaporation. Now that next is condensation. What is condensation now? These are all the processes that changes the state of matter. Next is condensation. Condensation is changing of water vapor into water on cooling. That is called condensation. What is condensation? Changing of water vapor into water on cooling, that is called condensation. How it happens? Suppose you are heating water in a container and you have covered that container with a lid. There is a lid on that container. Water is getting heated in the container. Then after some time, remove the lid from the container and check what is there present on the container. On the lid. On the lid you will see that there are small water vapors. Water vapors will be present on the lid. Then keep that lid aside for some time at room temperature. Then observe after 5-10 minutes, you will see that water vapors, they have started converting into, they have started changing into water droplets. Then they have started changing into water, because when the lid was temperature was high over there. Due to high temperature, water was boiling and it was converting in, evaporation was taking place, because water was changing into water vapors. If you remove the lid from the container and keep it at a low temperature, that is at room temperature, the water vapors, they have started cooling hogi start, and due to cooling, what happens? The water vapors, they will start changing into water droplets or water. So that is called condensation. The change of water vapor into water on cooling is called condensation. So this is the second process. Steam condenses to form water. The three forms of water, solid, liquid and gas, can change from one form to another by heating or cooling. Now we have read about that water exists in three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. These three states of water, they change their form. Solid can change into liquid, liquid can change into gas, gas can change into liquid, and again liquid can change into solid. How these changes occur? These changes occurs either by heating or by cooling, by two processes. Now there is a diagram given on page number 51. In that all the processes that takes place in the changing of the states, they are described over here. First is ice. Ice is the solid form of water. When you heat ice, Now these are the processes that are given over here. First take the solid form of water. Which is the solid form of water? That is ice. When you heat ice, it converts into water. That is the liquid form of water. So this process is called melting. Changing of solid into liquid on heating is called melting. Sorry. Then changing of water into steam or water vapor. This is the gaseous form of water. Changing of liquid into gas on heating is called evaporation. So this process is called evaporation, because liquid water, when you heat water, it is changing into steam, which is the gaseous form of water. Then the changing of gas into liquid on cooling is called condensation. So this is condensation, conversion of gas into liquid on cooling, that is condensation. Next, the change of liquid into solid on cooling is called freezing. When you keep water in the freezer, it converts into ice, that is called freezing. So these are the 4 processes that undergoes during the change of states of matter. Solid changes into liquid by melting, liquid changes into gas by evaporation, gas changes into liquid by condensation, liquid changes into solid by freezing. So these are the all 4 processes. The same are given on next page 52. The process by which a solid changes into a liquid on heating is called melting. The process by which a liquid changes into a gas on heating is called evaporation. The process by which a gas changes into a liquid on cooling is called condensation. The process by which a liquid changes into a solid on cooling is called freezing. So these are all 4 processes. Next, we will study the activity in which the process of condensation is shown. How condensation takes place. These are the activities that you can do at home also.